River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Hello everyone, meteorologist Mike Krueger here. We have got Coffee with Krueger at a special location. We are live in Baja, Mexico. Now, I flew to Mexico on Saturday to surprise my mother, who turns 80, actually today. Today is her 80th birthday, but we had a surprise celebration for her yesterday with a lot of her friends and family, and it was just a great, great time. And that's what I love about my new job here at Weather NorCal. It's not so new anymore. It's been over a year now, but a year and a half, quite honestly. But I'm allowed to, as long as I have internet connection, I can do this. I can bring you a live broadcast, and I can do everything that I do at my studio. That's the beauty of it. So I can bring my studio with me. I've got all my monitors. I've got everything I need right here. As long as I have a good internet connection, we are good to go. And I'm just going to double check. Yeah, looks like everything is up and operational. So tell you what, let's get you to Krueger's Quickcast. So those of you that are just kind of tuning in and you want to check to see what's going on for the day, you can do that. So we're going to start off by taking a look at the current temperatures out there right now. Now, it depends on where you are, but for the most part, we're in the low to mid 60s for most of us in the valley this morning. A bit colder in El Tourist. You're at 36 degrees this morning, 50 degrees for Susanville, 41 degrees right now in Yreka. You can see about 52 degrees in Crescent City and Eureka, and we're looking at temperature about 66 degrees in Redway at the current hour. Visibility looks pretty good right now. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what it looks like right now. I don't have access to my camera out at Elk Creek, that's just north of Trinidad, but you can see, boy, we got a beautiful, beautiful live shot out here out in Crescent City. And you know, a lot of times this time of the day, we also get a beautiful shot of a bird. We've named him Charlie here on Coffee with Krueger, but don't see Charlie out on the roof this morning, but what I do see is a beautiful start to the day on the coast. You've got clear skies, and it looks like a fisher or a boat about to go out and do some fishing. They got their light on, they're ready to go and do a day of fishing. Get that fresh catch of the day. All right, let's go ahead and get out of there. Ooh, what do we got? Someone running. He's got his orange pants on. Maybe he's heading out to that boat. Check that out. Let's just check. This is kind of fun. That's what's going on. Yeah, he's running out that small boat. Looks like going out to the dock to go pick him up. He's like, I'm late. I got to get out and do some fishing. Maybe it's like a self-driving boat. No, looks like there's somebody in the boat there with him getting ready to go on out. All right, so that's fun. A lot of great fishing. A lot of great fishing out there out in Crescent City. Again, the visibility is looking pretty good. We're at 10-mile plus visibility, not only for the coast, but of course, everywhere else, of course. That's what we'd expect, right? Let's head out the door this morning, and it just depends on where you are in the valley, but about 8 o'clock this morning, we're talking mid, maybe some upper 60s. We do have for the coast, low 50s for Siskiyou and Trinity County, upper 40s for Modoc County and Eastern Mountains, about 53. Now notice, this morning it's dry. We're not really seeing anything, but that will change. We'll take a closer look at that here in a second. There's also a heat advisory for Glenn and Butte County in the valley. Now the question is, why not for Redding? Why not for Red Bluff? Well, because we're getting that time of the year where the normal high for this time of the year and these highs that we're going to see here, we're just not going to probably see that. But bottom line, it's going to be another hot day for many of us in the valley, possibly even 100 degrees. There's also a beach hazard statement that needs to be mentioned. There's going to be an increase for sneaker waves. Now, some of you might be saying, well, what's a sneaker wave? You're out on the beach, right? Everything looks normal, the waves look normal, then suddenly out of nowhere, boom, a big wave and a massive rush of water comes out on the beach. That can surprise you, and that can sweep you under your feet. If you're rock hopping, if you're even just on the beach in general, it can sweep you under your feet and pull you into the ocean. It can be a very dangerous situation. That's why you can never turn your back to the ocean, especially during these beach hazard statements, and also not a good idea to bring children out to the beach, but if you are, make sure you keep a very close eye on them as you're heading out to the beach today. Also, check this out. The areas in green is where the Storm Prediction Center is putting the best chances for thunderstorms. And you know what? I agree with this. I think most of it will be in Modoc County, Lassen and Plumas counties is where we're going to see most of that thunderstorm activity. In fact, we'll take a look at Futurecast. At noon, 1 o'clock today, most likely not much going on at that point, right? But as we go through the afternoon, you can see the thunderstorms popping up. That continues through at least 6 o'clock this evening, and then by around 9, 10 o'clock at night, it's gone. Now, what I expect with these thunderstorms is potential for a brief period of heavy rainfall, maybe some hail, gusty winds, and of course, we can't forget about lightning. So that's what we've got going on here this afternoon, especially east of the valley. Now, you look at the high temperatures we saw yesterday afternoon. Raise your hand if you're ready for the triple digits to be gone. Now, thankfully, I've been on the coast throughout the weekend, and it was certainly not the coast, and I say coast, on the beach of Mexico, and it's a lot cooler. It's been kind of foggy. It's foggy this morning here. It's cool out, but I know, I'm with you folks, right? I get it. 100 degrees or higher yesterday, and I think we're going to see more of the same today. It may not be as hot, but you know, it feels like Mother Nature's been saying, okay, we're done. We're done with the triple digits, and then suddenly it extends it another day, and that's today for the valley. In fact, let's take a look at those forecast highs for today. Mainly upper 90s, so about 100 degrees here in the valley. 100 degrees out in Redding, 99 degrees for Anderson, Red Bluff, 100 degrees in Chico. And there you can see the thunderstorms off to the east. Now, when I say eastern mountains, places like Bernie, Fall River Mills, Paradise, Shingletown, I think you'll be dry. I don't think you'll see any thunderstorms today. Most of them will be east of you. As I mentioned, Lassen County, Plumas County, and of course, Modoc County as well. So we look at your 7-day outlook, and yes, another triple-digit day for many of us in the valley. Right? I mean, come on. I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be over with. And you know what? I think we will be done with it today. Because we're talking about a drop in our temperature starting tomorrow, mid to upper 90s on Tuesday, and then back in the 80s. And staying in the 80s through the weekend and even into early next week. And look at that too. You've also got a chance for showers for everyone on Saturday. But stick around for the deeper dive forecast. We're going to talk about the timing and the intensity of that rain and just how bad it will be. But as of right now, I can just kind of say right now, don't expect much, even for places like the coast and the mountains. Take a look at Mount Shasta, Alturas, and Susanville. There's that chance for thunderstorms this afternoon for Alturas and Susanville. But as I mentioned, places like Bernie, Fall River Mills, Chester, you're borderline, right? But see how temperatures there are also beginning to drop as well. All right, that is your Krueger's Quick Cast. Let's take a look at the winds. Now, still, we're in the fire season, so I also want to take a look at the fire weather risk, at least for today, to start off here at the top of the show. And you can see a little breezy this morning in some spots down to the south. That's why it's a little bit warmer down to the south out there this morning. So we take a look at our forecast winds for today. Really nothing unusual. You'll notice that the gusty winds off to the east, that's just in response to the thunderstorms that we'll see this afternoon. That's essentially what's going on there. It's nothing else on top of that. Now, we take a look at the humidity levels, and yes, very dry in the valley, still high fire danger there. We're in the teens, though, despite the fact that we got those thunderstorms in the forecast, still very dry in the eastern mountains. So we look at the fire weather risk, and you can see the orange is there. That's indicating high to even very high in the valley. That's around noon today, and even this afternoon, that'll be the case. And you see how it's picking up? Places like Alturas, eastern mountains. Why? Because of the potential for lightning strikes. Lightning strikes, as you know, even though there's rain associated with these storms, you can have lightning strikes, believe it or not, that can sometimes go upwards of 7 miles or more away from the main rain core. And that's where those dry lightning strikes can come into play. So we got to be on the lookout for that today. All right, take a look at Lake Oroville. And it looks like if you look at the very top there of the dam, or that out of the overflow there, or the spillway, excuse me, you can see it looks like there's still some people working on there. All right, let's go and take a look at right now Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Beautiful, right? You've got those mainly clear skies out there this morning. The wind is not blowing a whole lot at Oroville, and this is looking at Main Street, Chico, Highway 32. Looks like traffic is flowing smoothly there. And we've got Highway 99 at Neal Road. People heading out to work this morning. Traffic is flowing smoothly, though. Take a look at Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive in Reading. This camera is not a moving camera, at least for us. Caltrans can look at it in motion, but bandwidth issues, all that good stuff, right? So yeah, Sundial Bridge Drive, Highway 44. Looks like things are flowing smoothly there as well. All right, as you know, we've got sponsors here. And the sponsor for Coffee with Krueger, and really for the majority of Coffee with Krueger, and as long as Coffee with Krueger, hear that? We're right by the highway here, and there's a bit of a hill. We all love that sound of that Jake brake, don't we? Of those semi trucks. That's sometimes the sound we get. All right. Anyway, so you know, Coffee with Krueger is possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. We're going to get to that here just a little bit later. Let's check in with some of you this morning and see how you're doing. We've got Delinda. Looks like Delinda was. Were you the first? Who was the first? Who was the first to chime in this morning? Looks like it was Delinda, 7:02. Good morning. Enjoying my coffee. Hey, I am too. Right here in Baja, Mexico, Baja, California. What did I do with that? Oh, there it is. Never you mind what I was looking for, but I was looking for something and I found it. All right, good. We've got Chappie saying good morning, everyone. Happy birthday to your mom. Well, I will be sure to tell her not only happy birthday from you, but I did post a picture yesterday just kind of explaining where I was, and a lot of you are wishing her a happy 80th birthday. So I'll be sure to pass it along to her. Strangely warm and clear this morning in Fortuna. It is, you know, despite the fact that we are seeing some of that fog in some areas, but it's not really very foggy along the coast right now. But thank you for that report, Rowdy. I certainly appreciate that. And we've got Catherine Schmidt saying good morning. Good morning from Curtis Brown. Everyone 7 miles west of Red Bluff recorded 103 degrees yesterday. Woo-wee. That's the time to be on the coast like I am here. I'm enjoying it. That is for sure. I tell you what, because I'm ready to say goodbye to the 100-degree temperatures, and I think pretty much everyone else is too. Yesterday, and a low this morning of 70 degrees. So with the winds blowing in some areas here for the valley, that's keeping those temperatures up a bit. So thank you, Curtis, for that report. Delinda saying hello. Mark Olson saying good morning. We got Catherine Schmidt in the Castle area. We have small, fluffy clouds here and there with virga in some. Oh, interesting. So it looks like we are seeing some of that virga already in some areas. Virga, for those of you who don't know what that is when you see those streaks coming from the clouds, that is rain that's evaporating before it reaches the ground, otherwise known as virga. That's its definition. Very pretty at 44 degrees. Thank you for that report. Tracy Sackett saying good morning. Not ready for Monday. Who is? I was just hanging out with my family last night, and I'm like, back to the grind tomorrow. But not so much a bad grind. I'm here in Mexico. I can't complain. Drinking my coffee, chatting with you, giving you the weather, doing what I love. I mean, come on. Does it get any better than this? No. Well, maybe. If it was better, I wouldn't have to actually work, right? But you got to work, got to pay the bills, right? But I enjoy it. That's what's so beautiful about it. You got to find that job. For those of you that are youngsters, I know the young ones love to watch Coffee with Krueger. Just kidding. Find your passion and do that for a living. Make that be what pays you the paycheck every week. Let's see. So yeah, not ready for Monday. LOL. We need a day in between Saturday and Sunday. You know, a 3-day work week. And there's been talk about it in the United States to do 3-day work weeks. 4-day work weeks. 3-day would be even better, but no, 4-day work week. Some people actually do it. They do 4 10s. They do 4 shifts, 10-hour shifts. I've known people that have done that. That's pretty awesome. I think something should shift in how hard we as Americans have worked. And we see it in European countries. They're doing it. Why not? I say 4-day work week should become more of a normal here in the United States. And it's something that people have talked about and trying to even pass into legislation. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I've heard about it. And I think that'd be phenomenal. Tracy saying, happy birthday to your mom. Glad you got to be there. So cool. It was great. Yeah. It was so fun surprising her. We got We got there on Saturday, and we were meeting her for dinner, but she didn't know we were coming, right? But she had her friends. It was kind of a nice surprise. Live entertainment. It was just a fun evening. But we show up, and she had her eyes closed, and we said surprise, and she was told she had no idea. She had no idea it was coming, so that was a lot of fun. You gotta love it when you can completely surprise them, right? So yes, so awesome. Loved it. Lisa Stevens saying, it's Monday, just getting here. Have a great day, all. And Tracy Sackett, we appreciate your work. I appreciate you appreciating it, and I appreciate you watching. Because without you, Weather NorCal would not exist. And without our sponsors, which, here we go, let's talk about it. You've seen it here on your screen here, made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. Because at Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. So I want to thank our sponsors. I want to thank, of course, the sponsor of Coffee with Krueger, Wind River Resort and Casino. Thank you for your support. All right, let's go and take a look at our forecast here. And you can see those alerts. Yeah, there's still a heat advisory. It's October 7th, folks, and we're still talking about heat advisories. It's mainly for Glenn and Butte County, of course, southward, making its way down into Sacramento. Temperatures there, over 100 degrees, but I think everyone else in the valley could at least flirt with, if not get right around 100 degrees. Here are the temperatures we saw yesterday. Yeah, we're not imagining things, folks. It was a hot, felt like a summer day, right? 102 degrees for Redding, 103 for Red Bluff. We saw a high of 101 out in Chico, as well as Oroville. And even in the mountains, mainly in the 80s, but in Trinity County, you got in the low 90s, Weaverville, Hayfork, 91 in Hoopa, and there you can see along the coast, 81 in Eureka. I'd have to check to see if that's a record. Could be. We'll see. I'll have to double check that. And then 70 degrees yesterday on the coast for Crescent City. Now take a look at the temperatures out there right now. Again, with the winds blowing a little bit to the south, that's why it's around 70. See it 70 in West Red Bluff from our friend. Yes, there it is. Curtis. Sorry, Curtis. I forgot your name. I got so many names I got to remember. But yeah, Curtis saying it's 70 degrees this morning there in West Red Bluff. But in center of town, wind's not as strong, 64 degrees. 70 in Corning right now, and 69 degrees for Willows. And there again, you can see those cold temperatures out in El Turris, 36 and low 50s right now along the coast with mainly clear skies. So here's your headlines. Isolated thunderstorms for Modoc County and parts of the eastern mountains. And when I say parts of the eastern mountains, it would not include eastern Shasta or Tehama, but it would include Lassen and Plumas counties. We have a hot start to the week with more triple digits in the valley. Oh, really? I mean, come on. Do I have to be the guy that has to report the more triple digits? I guess I do. Gradual cooling trend this week, and then a chance for showers near the end of the week. All right, so let's take a look at the winds out there right now. And again, why is it so much warmer to the south, especially out towards Corning and Willows? Because look at the winds. They're a little gusty there. That mixes up the atmosphere and keeps those temperatures up a little bit here. This afternoon, I do expect to see the gusty winds that we do have in the east, but that's mainly in the response to the thunderstorms, not necessarily because of a widespread wind event there. And then later on tonight, those winds will start to die down. We go into Tuesday, and you can see a little breezy, just your typical afternoon breezy conditions here, and looks like that'll be the case for Wednesday as well. So nothing unusual with the winds, minus of course the gusts today to the east because of, the thunderstorms. But the humidity levels, what you'll notice here over the next few days is they're slowly ticking upward. Now this is good to see because that's going to decrease our fire danger over the next few days. But it's still going to be warm. And on top of that, the temperatures are dropping. So the fire danger will start to drop later this week. Now if you look up to the north and west, there's the big area of low pressure spinning. That's cold air. That's pretty much just going to sit and spin there, and energy will rotate around that area of low pressure and eventually shoot over us, giving us cooler temperatures and maybe a chance for showers later this week. And if you notice, you can see some of the clouds entering the southern portions of Northern California, of course, NorCal, right? And we're starting to see some of those clouds moving in and eventually maybe a few thunderstorms. And in fact, the Storm Prediction Center, areas of green, I agree with this area. This is where I think we'll see the best chance for thunderstorms this afternoon. All right, let's go and take a look at Futurecast. And you can see by, I'd say, in the morning it'll be dry. By around early afternoon, we start to see the thunderstorms begin to pop up. We see that through the afternoon. Again, Lassen, Plumas, and Modoc counties. That's where you're going to see the best chances for thunderstorms. And during these thunderstorms, you're talking about the potential for brief periods of heavy rainfall, the gusty winds, lightning, maybe some small hail. And that's what we're looking at here for today, this afternoon. And then by tonight, this evening, that all pretty much dissipates. We're done with the rain. But look at that fog bank along the coast. We're beginning to see more of that fog, places like Eureka, Crescent City, but not until tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday morning, maybe some fog, some of that dissipates. Now what you'll notice, we're starting to see some more of those high clouds filtering in. Off to the west, over the ocean, you'll see those clouds. Those will be moving in Wednesday eventually as well. So what we've got here is those clouds moving in by the middle to latter part of the week, but still dry. I've got my eyes on, see all that rain off to the west. There's an area of low pressure there. That's going to still be to our west on Friday. Now, some of your apps are probably weather apps, not Weather NorCal, but some of your weather apps are probably going to show rain on Friday. At this point, I don't see that happening. I think right now the best chance for rain will be Saturday. Still looking at the timing and intensity of that storm as it pushes through. So let's take a look at Saturday. See, there it is. Now we're looking at what's known as the American Forecast Model, the GFS. That's the model we're looking at right here. You see how it's pretty insignificant? European forecast model is pretty much in line with what we're seeing here. The European forecast model is a little bit more aggressive on how heavy the rain will be, but overall, there are a couple of factors. Number one, the storm system doesn't have a lot of moisture to work with. Number two, it's been very dry out there, right? So we've got to saturate that atmosphere, at least at the lower levels, before we start seeing any rain accumulating. So it's going to take a while. So I think the best chances for accumulating rain and any measurable rainfall will be on the coast in the higher elevations. But even then, so it won't be that impressive. That's pretty much what we're looking at here for Saturday. Then by Sunday, that rain is gone. And high pressure is going to start to build back in as we go into early next week. So you can see the precipitation outlook. You see how we're not in green or we're not in the brown. We're in between. What that basically means is this. We have equal chances of above and or below normal rainfall. All right, so it's like, okay, what does that mean? Well, what that means is our chances for rain are slim, but that doesn't mean all bets are off. We could see some showers here, as we saw later this weekend, this upcoming weekend. So you see the big area of low pressure off to our north and west. You'll notice also the warmer air that's over us. That's why it's so hot today and why it's been so hot. Now what's going to happen is we're going to see that area of low pressure just sit and spin over the Gulf of Alaska, and energy is going to rotate around it. And you see how a piece of energy breaks off of that flow, and by Friday we've got an upper area of low pressure that's kind of broken away from the main area of low pressure over the Gulf of Alaska. It's got cooler air associated with it, so as a result our temperatures are dropping. Then it will push through on Saturday. But remember I was mentioning it's kind of weakening? It's doing that. And that's why we don't expect to see a lot of rain on Saturday. That pretty much fizzles out. High pressure, you'll notice, is starting to try to build over the eastern Pacific. And it's not building very strong. It's a very flat ridge of high pressure. And why is that? Well, take a look at the cold air to our north. Look at those storm systems. As those continue to ride to our north over the Pacific Northwest and Canada, that flattens out the ridge. And as a result, our temperatures don't get as hot. So that's good to see that, yes, we're warming things up. As we can see here, we're above normal in the extended outlook. But take a look at the 10-day trend. All right, so maybe one more day of 100-degree temperatures, and fingers crossed, folks, cross them with me. If we all do it, maybe it'll happen. Today could possibly be the last triple-digit day of the year. Come on, let's do it. Can we do it? Yes. Temperatures slowly dropping after that, though. We're talking low to mid-80s for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Saturday is the coolest, right? That's when the storm system's riding to our north. That's when we see the chance for showers, but not a lot. And then high pressure builds in behind that. Now, the normal high for this time of the year in the valley, and Redding in particular, is 85 degrees. So it looks like we'll be just above that or right around normal. So yes, temperatures are increasing as we go into early next week, but not 90s, and most definitely not triple digits. And as I've reported before, October 14th, twice, Since 1863, records have been taken in Reading. It's the latest we've hit 100 degrees or higher in Reading. So, once we get to the 14th or 15th of this month, the chances of us breaking that record are pretty slim. That's what it's looking like at this point. All right, let's take you talk about the coast now, and we do have a beach hazard statement. What does that mean? Well, essentially this. Sneaker waves are going to be an issue, and I talked about this a little bit earlier. You're hanging out on the beach. Ocean looks normal. Waves look normal. Suddenly, out of nowhere, you get this big wave and big rush of water. That's known as a sneaker wave. It can just sneak up on you. So you can never turn your back to the ocean. You should never do that in general, but especially during these beach hazard statements. You're rock hopping. You're along the coast. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a big rush of water comes in, sweeps you under your feet. It can become a dangerous situation. So just be aware that if you're going to be on the beach today, keep a close eye on your children. And if you have young children, I just wouldn't risk it. That's just me, though. I'm not going to tell you how to parent. All right? All right, here's your wave heights. And here we see they're actually fairly low. But again, keep in mind, we've got those sneaker waves that could be a concern here for today. That will expire at 6 p.m. But overall, minus the beach hazard statement, there are no other advisories out there, no small craft advisories, anything of that nature. Now, the winds will be from the northwest at 5 to 10 knots, waves from the north at 3 feet at about 6 seconds, and from the northwest at 3 feet at about 10 seconds. All right, so here's your neighborhood forecast. Starting off with Trinity County, low to mid-90s along Highway 299. About 92 degrees for Coffee Creek, 92 out in Trinity Center and Douglas City, about 96 degrees. Let's take it to the south. 92 degrees out towards Hayfork, 89 for Ruth, and 84 degrees out in Mad River. These temperatures are slowly dropping. And this is going to be across the board, folks. It's just the coast where we're going to be looking at temperatures mainly in the low to mid 60s. But otherwise, everyone else is going to see a cooling trend after today. Let's take you up to the north, and there you can see Fortuna about 71, 74 degrees in Hydesville, and Rio Dell about 74. Take you up to the north, 66 degrees from McKinleyville, Blue Lake about 74, Hoopa about 96 degrees, and so it's still hot. It's still hot in the inland areas today. Oh, come on, right? 96 out in Orleans, 83 degrees for Gas Key, and there you can see Crescent City, mainly low to mid 60s. And by the way, everyone also has a chance for showers on Saturday, but at this point, the intensity of that rain, still a bit of a question mark. I'm leaning more towards a whole lot of nothing, right, on Saturday, meaning yes, we might see a little bit of rain. Temperatures are cooling down, but I'm not anticipating a lot of rain at this point. I just haven't seen it. And I haven't seen any of the forecast model runs showing a lot of rain ever. And here, especially now as we get closer to that time frame, I'm not seeing it either. So there's your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, Scott Valley. Temperatures mid to upper 80s there, but temperatures are dropping. All right, so there you can see out towards Mount Shasta City, highs will be in the 70s by Wednesday, flirting, or should I say struggling to get out of the 60s by Saturday with that chance for showers. All right, take you out to Modoc County neighborhood forecast. Look at that, thunderstorms are in the forecast. Now, places like Newell, all right, I think maybe a slimmer chance, but as you head out to Canby, Ayden, and really everywhere else to the east, Canby eastward, chance for thunderstorms today. And then it dries out tomorrow and it starts to cool off as well. All right, so take a look at the eastern mountains. Notice Bernie, no thunderstorms, mainly sunny. Temperatures dropping there, maybe a chance for showers in Bernie on Saturday. There's the chance for thunderstorms around Bieber. Elsewhere, though, to the west of that, it's dry. But you see how I've got it in Manzanita Lake, Lassen Park, Chester, all seeing the chance for thunderstorms today, this afternoon. And then temperatures dropping, maybe another chance for showers on Saturday. All right, your eastern mountains to the south. So again, places like Mineral, Paradise, you're dry. East of that, chance for thunderstorms. And then, of course, the cooler temperatures going on through the week. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Temperatures upper 90s to about 100. So, I mean, we're splitting hairs when we're talking 98, 99. If you see 100 degrees, don't be surprised. That's essentially what we're looking at here for today. 100 degrees for Reading, 99 for Palo Cedro, 99 for Cottonwood, and for Red Bluff about 99. 100 degrees, essentially. All right, let's take a look at that 7-day outlook for Reading. And there you can see we've got temperatures dropping down into the mid-80s by Thursday, 82 degrees on Friday. And there, of course, is that chance for showers as we take you into your Saturday. But again, at this point, I wouldn't count on much. Okay, folks. Well, that's going to do for us this morning. We've got Chris saying Bieber warming up to 67, but I think then he meant to say 37. 7:30. Seems like a regular fall. Time to visit the pumpkin patch soon. That is right. It's that time of the year, starting to get those pumpkins, and everyone's getting ready for Halloween. People have already been decorating their homes, getting those really cool decorations out on their homes as well. Well, that is going to do it for this special edition of Coffee with Krueger here in Baja, Mexico. We're going to leave you with a couple of cameras here. Here's a look at Lake Oroville this morning. The sun rising, making for a beautiful sunrise. We've got Lake Oroville, North Forebay. Looks like we've got just a light wind there. The lake looking like glass, reflecting that beautiful landscape in the distance. There's Main Street Chico on Highway 32. Traffic looks like it's flowing smoothly, and as we get into that 7:30 hour, yeah, looks like we're starting to see more traffic. Highway 99 at Neal Road. Yeah, looks like plenty of traffic this morning, but nothing unusual. Traffic isn't backed up, and there's the sun blaring into the camera there on Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive, but looks like for the most part traffic is also flowing smoothly there. There's a look at Trinity Center. NorthTrinityLake.com is the camera there. That's a great resource to check out what's going out there in Trinity Lake. Lassen Park, 6,700 feet. Is that snow? I think it is. Looks like we've got a little snow up top there. It's been kind of hanging out. Well, that's going to do it for us this morning. Let me just check in one last check to see if anybody's kind of chiming in with anything, and it's not the case. So that's going to do it. I probably won't do Coffee with Krueger tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on a bit of a tight schedule tomorrow, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to make Coffee with Krueger. But with that said, I will be back guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed, I guess, but I will be back guaranteed this Wednesday with Coffee with Krueger, and everything will be back to normal. I'll be back in Northern California, back to normal, back to the grind, and in Redding, back to work. I would have stayed longer, but I've got things I got to do. Dancing with the Stars, by the way. I'm going to be making a special appearance at Dancing with the Stars this year. Sounds like interesting and fun. We'll certainly be talking about that through the week and give you more details on that a little bit later. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee. I hope you are too. Hope you have yourselves a great Monday. Get out there, stay cool. Hopefully, fingers crossed everyone, fingers crossed today is the last triple-digit heat for many of us in the valley for the rest of the year. And then we start to cool off. Again, that's going to do it. Have yourselves a great day, and we will see you most likely not tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on Coffee with Krueger. I'll still have your regular updates. I just won't have the show, Coffee with Krueger, but I'll be back on Wednesday. In the meantime, have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you live, at least, most likely on Wednesday. Have a great day.